This is from Breitbart. It says, after 8 seasons, 4 sex change surgeries, quote unquote, and countless hormone treatments, TLC's I Am Jazz star Jazz Jennings still doesn't feel right. I don't feel like me ever, Jennings revealed in a recent episode. Jazz Jennings, who was born a boy and declared himself transgender at the age of 5, confessed feelings of dissatisfaction to his mother, Jeanette. I just want to feel like myself. All I want to be is happy and feel like me. I don't feel like me ever, Jazz said in an emotional exchange caught on camera. So this reality show is still ongoing, and Jazz Jennings has been, quote unquote, living as a girl now for years, but isn't happy. I think we have the clip of that. Let's watch it.
So, are you feeling like you wanted to start talking about... Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm like I'm gonna cry. But
you know I can't get out of my head.
I know. No, listen.
It just doesn't stop.
It's okay. Give me a hug. It's okay. I know what you're going through. We've been there before.
No, it still doesn't stop now. And I'm already going back to negative.
But the more you're talking about yourself, it gets harder. You're digging in and it's making you put a magnifying glass on what's already difficult as it is. So this is hard for you, I know, and we don't want to push you anymore.
I know, I'm the one doing it, like...
I know, you're your own worst enemy.
I feel kind of all over the place, and like my mind is very cluttered and not clear. And I really want to have that clarity. I really want to understand myself and be able to read my own soul and what I want. And it's just very challenging. And I think I'm kind of breaking down a little bit and spiraling into negativity. I just want to feel like myself. Like, that's it. I don't care. All I want is to be happy and feel like me, and I don't feel like me ever.
Okay, so that's actually, in a really depressing and terrible way, it's a powerful clip because of the words that he uses. I don't feel like myself ever. I don't feel like myself. Now, you hear from the abusive, this mother, I mean, obviously all these parents that force this on the kids, they're all evil, but this woman in particular, you know, it's different for her because we've seen this documented. She has documented herself psychologically abusing and brainwashing and conditioning her son to believe himself to be a girl. We've seen this over the years. And so you can see just how evil this woman is. And, you know, she says, oh, I've been through it, I know it. No, you haven't. Really, you've been through that? Your son is mutilated beyond recognition, and he's gone through with the whole quote-unquote sex change, quote-unquote gender affirmation, medical, you know, the whole catalog he's gotten. So you know what that's like, do you, lady? No, you don't. You have no idea. No, because you were able to go through childhood and then early adulthood as yourself. Okay, you didn't have this false identity imposed on you, so you have no idea what that's like, and you never will know. I don't feel like myself. You know, that is as direct as we're going to hear. Certainly, as direct as a TLC reality show will allow us to hear of a trans-identified person saying this is a mistake. I mean, all of this was about, all this identifying as a girl, getting the surgeries and drugs, it was all about supposedly him living as his quote-unquote true self, and even after all of that, he says, I don't feel like myself. Because your self has been robbed from, has been taken from you. And also keep in mind when you look at that clip, you know, we hear this discussion about regret after surgery, regret after transition. We hear stories of the detransitioners. And we know that this is much more common than what the powers that be will tell us. But also remember that the people, the trans-identified people who are not in the, who do not officially count in the regret category or the detransitioner category, many of them, and I would say a vast majority of them, are in this kind of category. Where they're not going to come out and say, I regret it, it was a mistake, but it's very clear. They're still unhappy. That's why suicidality is you know, highest after transition. Still very unhappy, still in deep despair. But what they also have, you know, they have an intense psychological motivation themselves to not fully admit to themselves that it was a mistake, because there's no turning back. And so if you admit that it was a mistake, then where do you go from there? But they also have, Jazz Jennings has his mom, who's there and won't allow him to consider the possibility that it was maybe a mistake. Because if it was a mistake for him, it wasn't really his mistake, it was her mistake. It's not that Jazz Jennings didn't make a mistake because this happened to him when he was a kid, before he could consent to it. This is a mistake, and I say mistake in the sense that it was the wrong thing to do, not like it was done accidentally. But this was a mistake made by the mother. The mother brainwashed this kid into doing this, and now she's going to keep that brainwashing going. So he may never fully come to terms with what happened to him, at least as long as his disgusting wretch of a mother is still alive. So something to always keep in mind. That'll do it for this portion of the show. As we move over to the members block. If you're not a member yet, you can become a member and use code Walsh at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans. Hope to see you there. If not, talk to you tomorrow. Godspeed.